It's Movie Night with Will Devokees! With special guest, Josh Phillips! Main theme by Here Come the Mummies! Music by Adam Clifton! And because the other thing fell through, here's your host, Mr. Will Devokees!
Hello there! This is your movie night. I'm Will Devokees. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, listen, we had a lot of fun with that Macabre Medicine live screening. For all of you guys who tuned in, you, and even you, thank you for tuning in. We had a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself. Look, I hate that movie. But after watching it with you guys, I actually had a lot of fun and kind of came to the conclusion that maybe it's not that bad of a movie. Yeah, I made it in high school. Didn't think it was that great. We spent a lot of money on it for a high school kid. It doesn't show, but we did. And I just really enjoyed watching it with you guys. You guys made it more fun. You made the experience better for me. So thank you guys for all the kind words. Thank you guys for checking it out. Now, a lot of people have been asking. They've been saying, hey, Will. How's it going? Hey, Will, where can I get the Blu-ray? Where can I get that sick-ass beats that Adam Clifton made? Well, you can download the soundtrack. The link is in the description. Go to his Bandcamp or Soundcamp or whatever the hell it is. The link is in the description. Check it out. It's only $10, and you get about like 25 tracks, a lot of cool stuff in there. Now, Blu-rays and DVDs, we are working on those. Like I said, I didn't want this movie to see the light of day, but I've had a change of heart thanks to you guys. So I will keep you posted. You know, keep your finger on the pulse, because we might have those Blu-rays and DVDs out sooner than you think. Also, because of COVID-19 constantly being the dickhole that it is, well, let's have some fun with it. Because, you know, we have to wear masks. At least here in Maryland, we are now required to wear masks indoor and outdoor. I thought that was always the rule, but apparently not for certain folk. But now that we have to wear masks, why not do it in style? Now, I bought a mask that I really like, and I bought it from, I think it's Coliseum Effects Studio. My friend Jason Baker runs the company with his wife, and Tom Savini helps out. And this is the mask that I got. Now, check this mask out. I'm going to try to put it on. I don't think you can hear me very well. Got all this hair. Clipping my hair together. Yes. You should make a Bane mask. The cool thing about this mask, I apologize for the muffledness, is one, it's badass. I love Friday the 13th. I love Jason. And now that COVID's around, it could be Halloween year-round. But the thing I love about this mask, when I go into the grocery store, people leave me alone. They don't ask me questions. They don't start small talk about toilet paper. They look at me and they leave. And that's exactly what I want. To be left alone. So, for $100, you can get Tom Savini to autograph it for you. It's a great little thing to have, and I like it. You know, so congratulations to Mandy and Jason Baker and Tom Savini. Great folks. Support them. I think they're a little backed up on their orders, but this thing is just really cool. And like I said, Tom signed it, and I'm a big Tom Savini fan. I went to his school. Nice guy. So, there you have it, folks.
That looks creepy.
I know, right?
I meant you with the mask off.
All right, let's get the headlines. What in the world is going on with Ellen Degeneres and her show? You know, I used to watch that program when I was a kid. My grandmother used to have it on all the time. And even when I worked in Master Control, I used to watch it because I had to when I ingested the program. And I always thought of this woman as a nice, sweet, kind-hearted, really funny woman. And little did I know that she's actually, according to some old staff members, that she's a cold-hearted, rancid bitch. Well, according to some people on Reddit who used to work for her, they've released all these little things of what she's like on set and how mean and nasty she is. And, well, Brad Garrett and Leah Thompson kind of backed that statement, or all those statements up. Brad saying that, you know, the problems are coming from the top, which is Ellen DeGeneres and her producers. And Leah Thompson said, hey, samesies. Now, the internet's in a fury right now. They're all saying things like, oh, cancel Ellen, you know, get rid of her, cancel culture. One of her producers, Andy Lassner, he's an executive, has come out and said that nobody is going off the air. That is until you guys come back and nobody watches your show. Now, one thing, like I said, I used to like Ellen. I think it's a shame that this is the kind of attitude she has because, she loves helping people. At least she seems like it on the surface. It is a shame. I mean, you know what else is a shame? That she stole Dance, Dance, Dance from Craig Kilborn. Because Craig used to dance on his shows all the time. And there's nothing wrong with it. And he doesn't, nobody owns dancing. But when she dances on her show, it's very, very similar to Mr. Kilborn. Anyway, I digress. So, whether she's that bad or people are just exaggerating, nobody, and I mean nobody, is as mean to their staff as I am.
That's true.
Fuck off! So, listen, I do want to see what's going to happen with the Ellen show going forward. I mean, I know she gave like this apology that kind of didn't place blame on her. She was really good at kind of like wrapping that up and throwing it on other people. Like, oh, I'm going to take care of it from above. When apparently she is the problem. So, just remember, everybody, love one another. And that goes for you too, Ellen. All right. Here's a cool story. Ryan Reynolds announced a new initiative supporting aspiring filmmakers from unrepresented communities. He says people of color have been excluded for far too long, which is true. And he's bringing on 10 to 20 trainees of all ages to work on films from marginalized communities. Now, I think that's pretty cool, because it is true. There's a lot of with this whole racism thing going on and Black Lives Matter. I've been on many film sets. I really didn't see a lot of African Americans working on film sets. And I know there are a lot of African Americans who actually have a dream and a passion to work on films, which is really cool. So, way to go, Ryan. I think that's a really cool thing. I can't wait to see how that goes, All right. Hannibal creator Brian Fuller always wanted Mads Mikkelsen as Hannibal Lecter. Now, when you watch the show, I've seen a few episodes. I actually kind of got into it late in the game, but I really like it. And when you think about it, who the hell else could have played Hannibal Lecter than Mads Mikkelsen? I mean, the dude just looks sinister, but sweet as well. Now, NBC had different ideas, throwing out Hugh Grant and John Cusack. Really? Hold on a second. Hold the phone. Nothing wrong with John Cusack. I like John Cusack. I think he's really good in 1408. Better Off Dead, really good. But he's not the guy that I look at and go, oh God, he's crazy. Mads Mikkelsen, I look at him and go, I don't want to walk down a dark alley and run into that guy late at night. Might try to sell me pot. Anyway, but Hugh Grant? Like, what? Really? So we had Sir Anthony Hopkins, who was really good in the role. He kind of, one of the best Hannibal Lecter portrayals, apparently. Won him an Academy Award. He won an Academy Award for that, right? Or was it a nomination?
No idea.
No idea. Either way, I mean, But thank God that, Hugh Grant and John Cusack turned it down and they, Brian Fuller actually got his wish to have Mads Mikkelsen because he was excellent in that show as Hannibal Lecter. So, you guys remember Manhunter?
Not that well.
Do you remember how Hannibal Lecter was not played by Anthony Hopkins in that movie?
I don't remember who played him. I just remember the movie not being great.
No, what do you mean? It was Michael Mann. The movie was pretty good.
I barely remember it.
You barely remember it? Oh, man. Who was the actor that was in that movie? God. It's on the tip of my tongue. He was in Trick or Treat. He was in Manhunt. He played the voice in Manhunt, the video game by Rockstar. He was the first Hannibal Lecter on film.
William Peterson?
No.
Brian Cox?
Brian Cox! That's who it was. It'd be interesting to see what Brian Cox would have done in Silence of the Lambs.
I guess.
I think it would have been cool. Either way, they remade the reason why they called it Manhunter was because the original book was called Red Dragon, and they felt that at that time, releasing a title in America under Red Dragon, they would think it would be some sort of martial arts kung fu movie. So, and they were afraid that nobody would go see it for that reason. Well, I mean, I would have still seen it, but they remade it with Edward Norton, and some other people. So it's still a good movie. That was the original Hannibal Lecter. Let's move on. In case you need a little more ham in your life, we're talking about Mad Men actor John Hamm, not actual Ham. He's been cast as Irwin Fletcher in the new Fletch film. Now, not much is known about this reboot, I guess is what it's going to be. But, I'm kind of excited to see John Hamm because he's a really funny actor, in my opinion. He did really good in Bridesmaids. He played a really good serious role in Mad Men. He was excellent in that show. Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty cool. Now, of course, if you know anything about the Fletch series, Chevy Chase played Fletch in the first 2 movies. And after that, they tried to make a bunch of sequels to those movies with and without Chevy Chase. And they just never got off the ground. So, I kind of wish we could have saw the Kevin Smith version of Fletch. The one where he wanted Jason Lee to play Fletch, which would have been freaking awesome. I think that would have been awesome and worked out really well. But I guess Harvey Weinstein wanted Ben Affleck to play the role, and then things just went to hell from there. So we'll see if this movie actually gets made. It might not. Here is a story for all you true crime podcast lovers out there. Actor Timothy Olyphant.
Who?
Not this shit again. Do not do this shit again. We are not doing this again. Timothy Olyphant.
I'm not getting that. Who?
Timothy Olyphant.
Who?
Timothy fucking Olyphant! lends his voice to co-host Wondery's latest true crime podcast, The Billionaire Boys Club. Now, this was based on a true story of a group of wealthy kids in Los Angeles during the 80s, coaxing rich folks to invest millions of dollars into their scheme. It involves lying and murder and money, which we don't have. But, check it out. I really like Timothy Olyphant's work. He's a fantastic actor, very smart actor, and he will be co-hosting this with an unknown actor. So check it out, Timothy Olyphant. Really good actor.
Don't know who that is.
Are you freaking for real? Timothy Olyphant. He was in the Santa Clarita Diet, that show with Drew Barrymore as the zombies.
Who?
Drew Barrymore.
Do I know her?
No, nobody knows her. I mean, it's not like you actually go, hey, let's go hang out with Drew Barrymore and Timothy Olyphant this week. Passing away in the news today. Well, not today. That'd be a pretty grim thing to look at. But this past week, we had a bunch of people pass away. Longtime television host Regis Philbin. I don't know why I did that. Regis Philbin passed away at 88 from natural causes. I'm really messing up tonight. Tons of stories are flying around about how nice of a guy that guy was. Like, people on Howard Stern were saying, like, hey, we walked down New York City, and he'd be out there, and they'd be like, hey, Regis, and he'd wave back, or all these comedians who were on his talk show. I kind of wish I could have met him. He hosted the one of Josh Lynch's favorite shows, that Millionaire Show. Did you ever watch that? Yeah. I didn't. So he passed away. Now, here's one that I know a lot of people don't know who he is, but legendary former Fangoria magazine editor Robert Martin, also known as Uncle Bob, he passed away at 71 recently. He lived a pretty tough life from what I'm reading, and he did a lot of cameos in a lot of these horror films that came out during the 80s, the slasher era, because that's when he was on Fangoria from 79 to 86, 87, before Tony Timpone took over as editor. But he helped discover a lot of talent, including one of my really favorite effects artists a lot of people don't know about, Mark Shostrom. Mark apparently would send him work he was doing to try to get jobs, and I guess Bob threw it into the Fangoria magazine, and people would start calling him to be on stuff. And Mark worked on Evil Dead 2, a lot of the not Friday the 13th, but he worked on a lot of the Nightmare on Elm Streets. If you ever want to see something cool that Mark Shostrom did, he did this ghastly ghost girl in one of the Nightmare on Elm Streets. It was so disturbing that they actually cut it from the film. So if you ever want to find something, look at it. I think it's Nightmare on Elm Street 4 or 5. This ghastly looking girl, and eventually they just used this skeleton instead of it. It would have been awesome if they used what he did, but I guess it was deemed too disturbing. So, a few weeks ago, I don't know how I missed this, but a few weeks ago, Evil Dead 2 actor Dan Hicks passed away from his long battle with cancer. Now, of course, we did a story on how you could help out. This man, Danny Hicks, worked a lot with Bruce Campbell, worked a lot with Sam Raimi. He cared a lot about his fans, and even until his death, he was signing autographs. So, it's just a shame. I'm sorry I missed that. I know a lot of people were Danny Hicks fans, and I can't believe it kind of flew under my radar. Last but not least, best known for his walrus mustache and stent and Quaker oatmeal commercials and diabetes testing supply commercials, Wilford Brimley passed away at 85. He was in one of my favorite films, The Thing. And there's this quote that everybody talks about on the film set. One of the actors was complaining that he wasn't getting enough screen time and they were focusing mostly on the monsters. And Wilford Brimley pulled him aside and goes, "Don't you see? It's all about the rubber, man!" Which is true. That whole film was all about the effects. I liked Wilford Brimley a lot. I actually made a tribute to him. So, do we have a clip on that?
Sure do.
We're gonna play that clip. Let's roll it.
Good morning. I'm Wilford Brimley, and I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about diabetes.
I wonder if we could have a little talk.
Excuse me?
Oh!
There's some things they won't have. They won't have grandsons, and they won't have
Demon Quaker oatmeal. I'm gonna fill his caboose full of rock salt, and he can thank you for that.
I'll kill you!
Not just screwing, kind of intimate acts, oral and whatnot.
I made that. Did I made that? Or did you make that?
Pretty sure you made that.
Was I drinking?
I don't know.
All right. Oh my God. Let's take a beat for those who have fallen. All right. So I think that was more than a beat. Coming up next, if you plan to stick around, we have Ryan Phillips' son on the program. If you remember last week, we had Ryan Phillips on the program. Well, his mini-me has come back, and we interviewed him really briefly to see what he's up to in the acting field. So don't click off this page, which I know you will, but don't. Welcome back. Last week on the program, we had Ryan W. Phillips and not Ryan Filippi. Today, we actually have Josh Phillips on the program, Ryan's son. Here he is in the flesh. Josh, how are you doing?
I am very wonderful today, and I have been really, really, really excited to do this acting. I love Stranger Things. That's the first thing I wanted to talk to you about. And so, yeah.
Stranger Things. So you like Stranger Things?
I love it. It's like my favorite TV show now, but lately I've been watching Lock and Key.
How do you like that?
It's really good. It's directed by Joe Hill, Stephen King's son.
Uh-huh. When did you get bitten by the acting bug? Now, your dad says you've been doing some plays around the Vandergrift area.
Yes, I have been doing 2 plays at the exact same place at the Freeport Theater Festival. First, it was the Cinderella story, and I played Prince Charming in that one. And then about 6-7 weeks later, they called my mom, and it was an emergency because there was a boy that couldn't make it for the acting. So I was able to go in, and I played this Italian boy named Pietro.
Oh, really? How did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
It was pretty okay, but it was like summertime, and my costume was hot. So, and that's the part of acting when you're not, feeling
You have
the
to
best.
pretend that you're cold and not hot, yeah.
Uh-huh. So.
Did you take any classes beforehand? Did you ever go to the acting schools or anything like that?
Yes, but I wasn't, filmed or there wasn't, an audience. It was just, the parents and stuff.
Right.
But, yeah, basically. And we would have to go, every Saturday, I think it was. But that was the first time, and the guy had, family issues, so then, they stopped the whole program.
What's your favorite movie? What movie that you watched that made you want to do this for a living? Everybody has one. What was the movie that you saw and was like, that's it, I want to be an actor?
Movie, I'm trying to think of what could be one. I have 2 movies that I liked.
Okay.
I liked Home Alone.
Okay.
and I loved Christmas Chronicles. 2 Christmas movies that made me want to be an actor.
Oh, really?
Because
Cool.
Christmas is my favorite holiday.
That's awesome. So you really like Home Alone spoke to you. You were like, oh, Macaulay Culkin can do it. I can do it too, right?
Yeah, and Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck's a great film.
Yeah, with John Candy.
Yes, sir. Well, look at him. He knows his movies. So I wish you the best of luck, and thank you for coming on the program.
You're welcome. I wish to see all of you guys some other time.
Next time you come down, maybe we'll have you on again. So if you want to check out Josh Phillips, send an email to movienighttalkshow@gmail.com. If you're interested, if you have any movie roles or maybe a commercial, very talented young actor, and we hope to have him on the program. Thank you again, Josh.
Thank you so much. And I really love this interview so much, and I really loved how my parents were able to get me into this.
Excellent. When we come back, we'll do something, whatever it is we do. Stay tuned. Don't click off that page.
Bye, guys.
All right. That was something. What it is, I don't know, but it was good. He's a good kid. So if you want to learn more about him, and if you are a casting director, which I know you're not, if you're a casting director for Stranger Things, you should hire this kid. He's actually pretty good. Well, we had a little bit of budget left over for this show, so we had some fun, and we actually went on a website called Fiverr and looked at some of the top designers to design a new logo for Movie Night. Now, we weren't going to spend a lot of money because, hey, let's face it, we don't have a lot of money. But we chose different tiers of payment, people who accept and make things for $5 all the way up to $15 to $20. So let's take a look at what's been created and just kind of discuss it. So just a little bit to preface what kind of things happened in conversation with these designers. I gave them all the same thing. I said, look, it's a talk show. It's a satirical entertainment news talk show. Sometimes we interview people, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we review products. I told them that I gave them 2 samples. I showed them the logo to The Daily Show, and I showed them the logo to the Late Late Show with James Corbett. I think his name's Corden. Now, I don't really watch his show. I mean, he's okay, but I like his logo. It's a really good logo. So I sent them those 2 and said, hey, this is kind of what I'm looking for. Not expecting to get anywhere near it, and trust me, we didn't. So, some of the results were a little underwhelming, but here we go. So this is from designer Modern Marvel. He created, or she, or they created 2 logos for me, which one of them, this one, kind of looks like the Late Late Show logo, but cheap. And then the other one is just very... both of them, if you look at it and you think about it, if I didn't have Photoshop, I could probably make these in Word, But for $5, I think is what I spent on. I even tipped them $5 more. I mean, because I didn't want any re-edits. I just wanted to see what they could do. I think I also told them I told them I wanted the color baby blue and neon lights associated somewhere in there, and an 80s vibe. I think I said 80s vibe. So very few stipulations there are what I wanted. And what I got was not this. But you know what? For the price, I can't complain. Now, coming up next, we have Design Town. Now, these guys were the quickest. I think I ordered it like 6 a.m. I ordered this, and then like around 9 o'clock, I got these logos. So, and again, for $5, I can't complain. But if you look at them, the clapboard is the best. I like the clapboard. I think that kind of speaks about what it is, movies and whatnot. The other one is just a talk bubble, and I mean, that's great. It kind of talk show, but the font is not great. And it's just, again, I could probably, if I didn't have Photoshop, I could probably create this in Microsoft Word. Oh, man. Hannah Designer did the next one, which is actually not bad. I'm not a big fan of the Willy Wonka font. But it's more creative and a little bit better, and I think I spent $10 on this one. I tipped her $5. So that's not too bad. And I think I like there's a film reel, if you look, coming off the M, and I thought that was creative. The last one is from SBRETouch 101. I don't know what that means, but this was the best one by far. I actually, if you look at it, I would actually use this for a logo. I don't know where I would put it, but actually, It looks nice. It's exactly what I wanted. I like the little fangs coming off of the E and the M. If you look at it, it has like a Fright Night vibe to it. But this is pretty cool. I really enjoy it. So I will use this. Now, we had a little bit more budget left over. And because MILLSBORO Music has actually been a really good sponsor and really good to us, I got MILLSBORO Music 2 logos. Now, we went with a different designer for them. And first off, let me say, these 2 logos were only $10, and they're better than any of the movie night logos that I paid for. And the woman, whoever I think designed, I think it was a woman, she gave us 2, and they look really good. One of them has more of a 90s vibe, which is this one. It kind of has, you can see, it looks like it was made in the 90s. But I think what they were going for is the fact that, the company was started in 1995, 96. And I think that's what they were kind of going for. And then the second one is more, it's a lot better. It looks a lot nicer, a lot sleeker. They should use that. Now, let me say this. I like MILLSBORO Music's logo. I think Adam Clifton designed that. It's a clean logo. It looks very good. It gets to the point. It's nice. They don't need a new logo. I just thought it'd be cool to see what they would design. And, well, honestly, they didn't disappoint. So, I think that was AIS designer. Very impressive. So if you ever do need a logo design, I recommend AISH designer and SBRETouch 101. I still don't know what that means. Check them out on Fiverr. Very affordable, and they give you really good results. Now, if you at home want to make a logo, which I'm pretty sure half the staff on my team would probably like to do, we should have a competition where you, Adam, me, and a bunch of other people just make logos to just see who made the best one.
Okay, what's the price?
Well, we'll find something.
And you're just going to pick your own logo.
No, but if you want to make a logo and make it look talk show-esque, it has to be, my favorite color is baby blue. I like neon lights, I like the 80s, and I like the Jon Stewart Daily Show logo. So, take that and take it in consideration. We will, maybe we'll get like a drawing tablet or something that we can give to somebody. It's a pretty decent prize. Not like anybody submits for these contests anyway. But, hey, if you want to make one and you want to send it our way, go ahead to movienighttalkshow@gmail.com. That goes for anything else that you're working on. If you want to send movies for us to review, if you want to send your art, your music, if you want to say, hey, you guys are doing a great job, or hey, you guys suck, send it to movienighttalkshow@gmail.com. I love to hear from you. I love hearing from everybody, even if it's negative news, because maybe I can learn from that and get better. You can, hey, also, if you want, now, we have a P.O. box. I know COVID's going on. I know it's a little weird. But if you want to send something to our P.O. box, I actually prefer, if you're going to send a movie, I prefer a hard copy, like a DVD, because I like to watch them on a DVD player. I hate watching things on a computer. So you can send it to Movie Night Talk Show, P.O. Box 1608, Ocean View, Delaware, 19970. Again, Movie Night Talk Show, P.O. Box 1608, Ocean View, Delaware, 19970. Send me what you got. I'd love to take a look at what you've got. Even if maybe you're an actor and you have a headshot and a resume, send it to me. I'll take a look at it and keep you in mind for other projects, or I will promote you on the program. We'll see. Also, we're going to be starting 2 new shows soon. I don't know how soon, but we're going to do reviews for the Big Red Couch and Coulda, Woulda, Shoulda. Coulda, Woulda, Shoulda is one of my favorite things. I've always wanted to do it. It's about movies that could have been made, should have been made, and would have been made, but didn't. So we're talking about like the Back to the Future that had the original Marty McFly played by Eric Stoltz. We're talking about George Romero's Resident Evil. Those movies and what could have been made. And we want to delve into the history of the project and what kind of impact it might have had on the fan base. It might have been a completely different movie, but it could have been for maybe better or for worse. We don't know. Well, folks, that's all I got for you guys tonight. I'm Will Levakas. This has been your movie night. I love you guys. Love you all. Keep tuning in. Keep being creative. And this is your martini shot. This martini shot is very special. I discovered it a while ago. I think they're very clever. It's a show called Fat Magnum. Ben's losing his shit over here in the corner.
I knew it.
Fat Magnum. So, guys, goodbye. Good night. I love you. Take care of yourselves. Don't be like Ellen Degeneres. A huge, raging...
Higgins, you came back to me. Oh my gosh, is there anything that the Colonel's chicken can't do?
I had the most terrifying dream.
You want some chicken?
Chicken? Spice? Chicken? The chicken is the spice. The spice is the chicken. Colonel Chicken, the sleeper has awakened.
Just cut it there. Leave it on for, I guess. Yeah. Oh, I'm taking that painting. Watch me.